Stop number 12 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Dover Downs International Raceway. And it's the running of the FedEx Autism Speaks 400. 40 laps of distance here today on this 1 mile racetrack, the track nicknamed the Monster Mile, and chews up track where it chews up cars and spits them out. So we'll see what happens, and they hope they're any of the 39 drivers all hope their cars don't get chewed up or spit out, or both in this case. So with that said, let's get to this racing here today. On the pole at 175 miles an hour is Johnny Gardner, the number 6 Valvoline Ford Fusion. He'll be flanked by another Ford Fusion, the number 9 Mel Gear car of Jessica Shelton. She'll be alongside. Row 2 is Matt McIntyre, number 18 Interstate Batteries Chevrolet. He'll be flanked by Dalton Day, the number 20 Crown Petroleum Chevrolet, a pair of Chevys in row number 2. Then it's a Ford Chevy row number 3. It's Mason Powers, the number 8 Budweiser Chevrolet. He'll be alongside number 7 is Xerox Antifreeze Ford of William Duncan. He'll be alongside. Then it's Trevor Reinhardt, the number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. He'll be in the set row number 4. Beside him, Dougie Shears, the 71 Team Realtree Chevrolet. Then it's Talladega winner Zach Flickinger, the number 66 Phillips 66 Tronic Toyota. He'll be alongside another Toyota, Austin Mongol, the number 14 Copenhagen Toyota. Row 6 has Sky Commons, number 12 Ray Best's Ford. He'll be flanked by number 31, the Mom and Pop's Goodwrench Chevrolet of Dylan Poteet. He'll be alongside. So with that said, let's get to the racing here. Let's get the command the fire the engines here at the Monster Mile.
Drivers, start your engines.
Man, getting the fire engines. We got some racing here today. 39 cars on this racetrack here. And we'll see what happens here today. Johnny Gardner not yet won this season, so we'll see if he can win one here. We'll see if he can pull one off here at Dover. Jessica Shelton starting alongside. She took home the title at Martinsville. So here they come, the green flag. There's a pair of Fords on the front row, and they're looking for a green flag, and they did it. We're racing at Dover. Matt McIntyre diving inside of Johnny Gardner for position, but Gardner throws the block as they round turn number 4. Look at Mason Powers 3 wide between he and McIntyre and Shelton. And McIntyre, he and just about touch wheels with Shelton coming out going on turn number 1 as the cars get strewn out just a little bit as they go down through the backstretch. Better keep an eye on some of these cars there, because some of them can get pretty squirrely coming out of turn 4. So squirrely, in fact, if you're on the wrong place at the wrong time, you can cause a big pileup. And turn 2 is no sweetheart neither. And just like the situation maybe right here with Sky Commons, William Duncan, and Dalton Day. And oh, Joshua Osborne almost made it 4 wide, and whoa, that was close there between Marty Johnson and Cody Lamas. They about got together, and they're still alone. They're 4 wide. Don't do it, guys. Joshua Osborne making a daring 4 wide move on Dougie Shears, William Duncan, and Sky Cummins. We got trouble on the turn number 4. Well, it's 27, Quentin Moore. Dylan Young again in the 2. Jean Sanford, it looks like she spun. Zed Weinstein's involved. Saw Mike Becker down there. He's won this race before. And so yellow number 1 waves on lap number 6. And poor Dylan Young, what horrible luck he's been having so far. And let's look at what happened. I believe, yep, there's what happened right there in this bunch right here. It looked to me like Gene Sanford was going up underneath Quentin Moore coming out of turn number 4. Gene taps Quentin just a little bit. Quentin drives Gene down the inside lane, and oh gosh, hard lick for Quentin Moore and for Gene Sanford as well. But several cars having to get on the binders just a little bit. Moore's going to come back right up in front of Daniel Voiles. Voiles hits him, and then Collard's going to get a piece of it in the 43. And Zed Weinstein, I think, is going to come to the ring and say something. Zed, I don't think Zed got any damage in this whole deal neither. But Dylan Young, he looks like his car got scraped just a little bit. He was running last when it happened too. Let's look again just to see if Dylan got a piece of it too. I don't think he did. He might have just got his damage from scraping the wall. Yeah, he did. But an unfortunate situation for Quentin Moore and for Gene Sanford. They got the worst end of this deal, obviously. On board with Quentin Moore, car 27. And from Gene Sanford's view. Gene getting her car to start right back up again, so so we're getting set for a restart here on it'll be lap number 10 when we get this race restarted. Let's get this field set up for you. Johnny Gardner leads the race. Jessica Shelton in second. Third is Mason Powers. Fourth is Matt McIntyre. Trevor Reinhardt up to 5th position. 6th place is Zach Flickinger. 7th is Sky Commons. William Duncan in 8th. 9th is Dougie Shears. 10th is Dalton Day. 11th, Joshua Osborne. 12th, Dylan Poteet. 13th is Jesse Dalton. 14th is Austin Mongol, matching his car number and matching his car number as well. And 15th is Cody Lamas. So, pace car is coming down the pit road as they come down turn number 4. Green flag waves once again right now in the green, and we're back underway at Dover. 2 Fords followed by 3 Chevrolets in the top 5. Johnny Gardner looking for his first win of the season. Shelton looking for his second. And look at Jessica diving inside, and look at Mason Powers. They're gonna go 3 wide on turn 4. Gardner and Shelton almost touched on the turn. And Jessica will take the lead as now Gardner goes way up high. And now look at Matt McIntyre and Mason Powers. We say, hey, this is fun. We want to join in on the fun too. And boy, are they ever. But that's going to let Shelton pull away as they come out of turn number 2. Or turn number 4, rather. Oh, and Dalton Day and Joshua Osborne has crashed. And so did Marty Johnson, 55. He's crashed. Oh, and Dalton Day, heavy damage to the side hood of that 20. Dalton Day is going to be thinking, my luck cannot... Dalton Day is going to be thinking his luck can get no worse in this series. Gee whiz. And it's the same deal we saw there with Quentin Moore and Gene Sanford. Osborne went up the track, kind of tapped Dalton just a little bit. And it's the same situation. Dalton hard line, and Osborne went up on about 3 wheels. And everybody's going to miss Dalton Day about this point until Marty Johnson comes into the picture, gets Dalton Day and Joshua Osborne both. I tell you what, for Dalton Day, he's got to be very frustrated right now. If he's got to be thinking if his losing streak gets any longer, he'll have to. I don't know what he'll probably do. So, to get set, this race restarted once again. We are at lap number 16. We'll get the restart here on lap number 17 rather. Jessica Shelton leads the race there. She's looking for her second victory of the season. Mason Powers running in second position in number 8 car. He won at Richmond. Johnny Gardner, who almost took Richmond, is running third. Fourth is Matt McIntyre. Fifth, Trevor Reinhardt. We're underway again. Johnny Gardner going inside of Mason Powers, trying to stick his nose that Ford to the inside of the Chevrolet. And meanwhile, Trevor Reinhardt doing the same thing with Matt McIntyre in the 18. Trevor getting a little racy here in the mid stages of the event. As McIntyre still side by side with Reinhardt. McIntyre with a slight advantage going into the third turn now. But he's not giving up. That high lane is working pretty well here at Dover. And oh, not a... And again, turn 4 claims another victim. This time it's Dougie Shears and Dylan Poteet. Oh my gosh, Shears is up over. Dougie Shears upside down in turn number 1, and I saw he and Poteet got together, just like we saw with Quentin and Gene, just like we saw also with Dalton and Joshua. Turn 4 is getting to be a nuisance here at Dover for sure, and it's the same situations. It's like third burst, same line. Poteet goes up the track into Dougie Shears. And they were running in the top 10 when this happened, and Dougie gets bulldozed. And then this time, unlike Quentin Moore and Dalton Day, Shears gets enough of a push where he gets up and over. Oh, and Jesse Henry slams into him, as well as the 83 Nick Perkins. And look at Dougie Shears. He got pancaked up in the air. Jesse Henry wall riding at 17. Oh my goodness, and Dougie Shears goes back to the flat and just rolls over one time. But unfortunately for him, lands on his roof. Fasten your seatbelts, on board with Dougie Shears. Gee whiz. Horrible crash for Dougie Shears in the 71 car. And Jesse Henry didn't have a keen ride neither. What's right with him? Driving into turn 1 and oh crap. So, 3 cautions and all happening in the same spot. Turn 4 is obviously trouble here at Dover. That's what we mentioned at the top of this race. Turn 4 will be the trouble spot. And I won't be surprised if we have any more here from that point again. Nonetheless, though, it's Jessica Shelton leading us. We are just past halfway. 23 in the books and 27 to go. Or 17 to go, rather, excuse me. Shelton leads. Second is Mason Powers. Third, Johnny Gardner. Fourth, Matt McIntyre. Fifth, Trevor Reinhardt. Here comes Johnny Gardner to the inside again. Trevor Reinhardt's going to try to shove Johnny Gardner. Chevrolet trying to shove a Ford up in the third spot, and he does so. Gardner keeps third. But meanwhile, Trevor Reinhardt trying to battle with Matt McIntyre as he was before the yellow flag came out. And all the while, Mason Powers trying to shove Jessica Shelton, or trying to get past Jessica Shelton, rather. And here comes Sky Commons on the inside. Whoa! And Commons got loose coming out of turn number 2. And meanwhile, Austin Mongold moving up nicely in that 14 car up to the trying to battle for that 8th position between he and Zach Flickinger, as well as the 7 of William Duncan, who's now on the high side. Jesse Dalton and Keith Batson trying to go up on the inside. Batson making it 3 wide out 2. 3 Fords going at it. And now throw Trent Dunham in this mix in that 1 car. Whoa! Battle going on for 10th position, right, or for the 9th spot, and Trent's got it by just about a half a car length on Keith Batson, but Batson not giving up in that outside lane. Meanwhile, we got a strewn of cars all over the place. Oh no, 4 wide, don't do it. On, here we go, Flickinger now in the wall. Oh, and Tony Green slams in, then Charles Sanford misses him. Zed Weinstein, what? Dylan Young, Dylan Poteet. Oh no. Turn 4 claims yet. Turns out turn 4 chews up a few more cars and spits them all out again. I knew that when I got 4 wide for position, that was going to be trouble. And it usually is. Flickinger, this time he got into it with Austin Mongold in the 14. And it's the same as versus we saw with the last 3 cars. Mongold hits Flickinger. Flickinger actually bounced off Trevor Reinhardt. And then there's Flickinger slams. Ryan Richards and Trey Campbell just miss him. Tony Green unfortunately didn't. Zed Weinstein slams into Flickinger. Kyle Austin. And there's where Poteet slams into Flickinger. Dylan Young hits Weinstein. Joshua Osborne in that paint car, he just missed him. What? Sorry about that. So, with that said, we're gonna have the restart here with 7 laps remaining, 33 in the books. Jessica Shelton trying to hold them all for her 2nd win of the season. Mason Bowers looking for his 2nd. Johnny Gardner looking for his 1st. So is Sky Commons and Matt McIntyre. That's the top 5 here at Dover. The green flag waves. We are back on the way. 7 laps to go. But Mason Powers, look at Mason, that 8 car. He got a good start. Johnny Gardner diving underneath. Mason Powers for second now. 6 laps to go. Gardner inside of Powers trying for second place, and he's going to get it in turn number 2, but Powers not giving up on the outside lane. Five laps to go. Battle going on between 2 of the veterans, Trent Dunham and William Duncan. Trent trying to dive inside of Keith Batson for position. Four laps to go. Everybody jockeying for position. He's late in his last few laps of the race now. And oh, Sky Commons off the wall. Now Trevor Reinhardt takes the, I think it's that 4th position. Yeah, 4th position away. Keith Batson moving up in the 5th. Or trying to move in the 5th, I should say. Batson is. And he'll get the push from William Duncan in the 7. Meanwhile, it's 2 laps to go for Jessica Shelton. Shelton looking for her 2nd win of the season, and it looks like unless something goes wrong, she'll have it. But Mason Powers in at 8, not giving up. He's got the draft off Johnny Gardner in the 6. As it comes to turn number 4, the white flag is waving. 1 to go for Jessica Shelton. The number 9 Melgear Ford Fusion, which actually acting like a Thunderbird rather, but nonetheless. Shelton rounding through turns 3 and 4. As they come out turn number 4, Powers trying to close. Gardner moves inside for 2nd, but the win today goes to Jessica Shelton. She wins the FedEx Autism Speaks 400. Her 2nd win of the season. Mason Powers comes home 2nd. 3rd, Johnny Gardner. 4th, with a great performance, Trevor Reinhardt. And Keith Batson just got by Sky Commons to take 5th. And Sky Commons, I don't know what's going on here, but Commons went way up on the outside. Caution, it was caution fest at Dover, but Jessica Shelton was the survivor in this whole situation. 87.218 the average speed. As we gave you the top 5 already, William Duncan comes home 6th, 7th was Sky Commons, 8th Matt McIntyre, 9th, Trent Dunham, and 10th was Ryan Richards. A great performance for him. 11th was Nathan Hudson. 12th, Jonathan Zorlin. Jesse Dalton, 13th. Kyle Matthews, 14th. 15th position will be Pichu London. Stephanie Gardner, 16th. 17th, Trey Campbell. 18th, Mike Becker. 19th, Charles Sanford. And Kyle Austin comes home in 20th position. And there's where the rest of y'all finish in the top 28. Tony Green and Dylan Poteet, the first 2 out of the race on that list. As we had 13 cars on the attrition list, all because of crashes. Tony Green, Dylan Poteet, Zach Flickinger, Zed Weinstein, Cody Lamas, Dougie Shears, Jesse Henry, Nick Pericles, Marty Johnson, Dalton Day, Joshua Collar, Quentin Moore, and Daniel Voiles all out of the race. But the big day for Jessica Shelton. She wins her 2nd race of the season in season 14. And that sharp Melgear Ford she's driving. That's gonna keep her 4th in the points coming out of Dover. The lead now being held by Dougie Shears by 5 points, in spite of being in the crash. Johnny Gardner now 15 back in 3rd. Shelton 57 back in 4th, and 64 back in 5th is Pichu London. Top 6 cars separated by 69 points, with William Duncan anchoring 6th at the moment in the points. Mason Powers is 7th, 8th, Daniel Voiles 9th, Keith Batson, and Cody Lamas currently in 10th place in the points standings, with Jesse Henry right now currently holding down the 20th position. And on down to Stephanie Gardner, last place in the points chase at the moment. Some big names, as we mentioned, it's always some big names down there. Dylan Young, 35th in the points. And Zed Weinstein, 38th. Nathan Hudson, 37th. So, Got quite a few of them trying to make a push there to try to get their way up in the points chase. But nonetheless, next up on the tour, the Traxxas 400K at Riverside. Don't miss it.